Hi, I'm Ken Butel. I'm the Technical Service Supervisor of the Commercial Product Group. We're going to talk a little bit about blades, what causes blade wear, when would a blade be considered under warranty, and what can you do to help yourselves not have situations where blades are failing when you're in a high production situation. So first I'd like to go over just some of the internal pieces of our advanced blade assembly. We've got a cutaway here. It's basically showing you there's a seal on the bottom. The seal's job is to make sure that no water gets into the two ball bearing assemblies, which are in the middle here. And then we have a top seal, and it keeps the water from going down the shaft, and it keeps the water from getting inside. When I say water, I could also be talking about liquid, because this area is in the blending zone. That's where the liquids get inside there. These blades all are going to display different types of wear, and what I want to impress upon you is that most blade assemblies are wearing out. They're not falling under the category of manufacturer's defect or true warranty. So that's important as you're going through and looking at, like, say, the dates and seeing how these blades feel. So the first thing I would encourage you to do is, between you and your staff, is to kind of establish a baseline of what does a new blade feel like. So this is a brand new blade assembly. As I'm spinning it here with between my fingers, I can feel it's nice and smooth. There's no grittiness. And I'm kind of getting a sense about how many times that turns. Now, as you can imagine, as you're going through your blending, and this blade is running at 10, 15,000 RPMs, those ball bearings are going to start to wear out. So the first thing that happens is you're going to notice as you spin the blade, as you're cleaning it or you're doing some maintenance on your container, this blade's really spinning pretty freely. We call this pinwheeling in our business. So again, this is when the ball bearings have started to wear down a little bit and are getting a little smoother. The grease is kind of gone. Again, this is not a manufacturer's defect. This would be considered normal wear. As we go down through the blades, I'm going to grab a hold of this one here, and when I go to turn it, you'll notice I can't even break this one loose. It's really tight. Now the ball bearings are starting to get flat. All the grease is gone. This is one that if I put this on the machine, as powerful as it is, it might break it loose, but it's probably going to make a lot of audible sounds, and it's really going to add and increase the heat inside the blender. So that's one I would suggest that you change pretty quickly. This one here is really no better. Again, it's totally bound up. It's hard. It won't spin at all. Now as I go down through here, I've got this one here. I can kind of turn it. It's a little bit tight. Again, this is going to really be kind of an indicator that it's time to replace this blade. This one here, as I'm spinning, and I can really feel a lot of grittiness, a sandiness. Again, this is one that's going to want to be considered to be changed. And I'm taking a look at the bottom of both of these gear assemblies over here, and when I'm noticing that there's really a lot of wear on these things. This one has kind of an hourglass feature where it's starting to wear like this. A lot of times that's as the containers being, like rocked back and forth, or just kind of naturally wearing in the drive socket. And then finally, we're going to get to a blade like this that's really, really just free and spinning. Again, that's what we consider pinwheeling. That would be one that you want to take out of service. So I also brought along a wet blade. This would be the type of blade you'd find in like your Vitaprep series. Again, it has the same pretty much features. It's a little bit smaller here because there's only one bearing inside. But again, it's that same kind of feeling. This one's spinning freely. Now this one actually has a bunch of nicks in it, as you can see here. These nicks would be caused from something hard being dropped in here, maybe a spoon or some kind of a utensil that was being used in the blend cycle. This would not be considered warranty. This is just, pretty much misuse or abuse of this blade assembly. Again, I brought one more example to show you. This container has a lot of nicks in the bottom of it. You can see here this has had something dropped into it pretty hard. This is pretty worn. As I spin it, I can feel that. So the other thing that you can do is all of our blades have a date, kind of a born-on date when they were made. And that date, again, is going to give you a little bit of a reference point. So if I see a 2017 blade assembly and it's now 2020, I'm thinking I got pretty good use out of that blade. Probably time to take that blade out of service. So in closure, I'd like to say that if you have any questions on any of this type of warranty or what's going on with your blades, please feel free to call the Technical Service Department here at Vitamix.